Wednesday. Hey, everybody. Welcome to a Wednesday edition of Box Seats. I have to remind myself what day of the week it is sometimes. You know how that goes. Anyway, I'm Frank Holder. I'm here with talent. We're here with Fig, two comedians who you guys have known. They've been in the comedy business for years. They've been in Def Comedy Jam. They've been in films. They've been in commercials. They've been in festivals. Anything that has to do with comedy, they've been in, which means they also going to be in this show. And this show is where we talk about sports. Now I got to jump in and start talking about the first thing that jumped off of my paper this morning. That is, if I was to get a paper delivered, would be the World Series. They don't even get a paper delivered anymore. I don't think people even get papers delivered anymore.
Sure, but, you can.
I do. I still get it.
You still get your paper? Okay.
I get the local paper.
I don't. My local paper is defunct now, so they out of business. But let's jump in and talk about the World Series last night, man. It looked like, my heart was crunching. I was really, really mad. I was happy, but I was mad. And that was only because, when you have a favorite player and he goes to another team and he plays extraordinary, you sit there and be like, wow, what was my team thinking? So I bring that player's name up. That's Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts last night, he was phenomenal. Mookie got 2 steals, 2 hits, a home run, and a walk, and was clearly the World Series MVP so far. Even though it's game 1, clearly MVP, but he might be neck and neck with Clayton Kershaw. So my question to you, Talent, is you think the Dodgers are going to be able to keep this pace up and be able to walk in the crown, or do you think Tampa Bay is going to come back and make it a series?
No, man. What did I tell you about the Dodgers, man? This is their thing to lose. The people already engraved the Dodgers on the trophies. They already it's already been engraved. So they would have to get caught up in some sort of twister and this thing to be, what is it, Bizarro Land. You know how you got Superman and you got Bizarro? This would have to turn into Bizarro Land for it to go the other way. I bet the house on the Dodgers. It's over.
Really? You think so? Okay. Hey, we'll see. That's what I like about baseball. Baseball is you never know. That's why they play the game. Right, Fig? What's your thoughts?
Hey, man, I bet the Red Sox wish they had Mookie Betts.
Well, they might not, but I know I would.
Clayton Kershaw did his thing. Mookie Betts, he stole 3 bases because he damn near stole home.
Yeah.
On a grounder, man. He like stole home plate, man. Yo, he did his thing, man. I was like, what the hell is Frank talking about? Mookie Betts. And then I saw Mookie Betts, and I was like, yeah. I bet the Red Sox are sorry they got rid of Mookie Betts because he's winning some bets right about now. He seems like he is leading the Dodgers to World Series. They're going to get a pennant, baby. I love the Dodgers because they originated in Brooklyn. That's my hometown. You understand what I'm trying to tell you. And Clayton Kershaw, he came back to his old self. You know what I mean? Clayton Kershaw, now he did the damn thing. I mean, he was pitching last night like he was a young Clayton Kershaw, man. He had 19 swing and misses.
Yes, I think he had 17 out of 18, and I think he had 19 overall. But he was dominant. I think I'm willing to bet right now that the Red Sox are about to have, you know how they had the curse of the Bambino? They're about to have
the curse of the Betts.
Curse of the Betts. That's exactly what they're about to have. Because after they got rid of him, that was one of the worst seasons they've ever had in Red Sox history. But hey. So let me just ask you guys this. After seeing the first baseball game last night, would you be willing to say that a pitcher or Mookie Betts would get the MVP? I'll throw it to you, Talent. You think pitcher or Mookie? Because Mookie's going to keep this up.
It looked like Mookie got a score to settle with you guys out there. Yeah. Y'all need Boston needs another tea party. So I think that Mookie, I think he got a score to settle. This happens all the time in sports. This actually my favorite part of sports. I don't care what the sport is, that when that guy with animosity goes out and shows his ass, so to speak, like, oh, y'all disrespected me? Let me show you who I am. So right now, you're right, Frank. He jumped out front of the MVP race, and he's giving his ass to kiss. And he said, I'm going to show you who I am.
Yeah. I am praying he wins the MVP more than you even know because of how bad the Red Sox treated him on his way out. But Fig, do you think Mookie Betts or another player or a pitcher will win MVP? What do you think?
The thing is I got to go with here's the thing. It really depends on if Kershaw has to put in another game like he did yesterday because,
Okay, you lost. Can't hear you. Should I say it again?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Like in football, when everything goes to the quarterback, in baseball, they usually select the pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So,
which really is fair because
I think
it plays every 4 games. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what I'm saying. So if Kershaw has to put in another performance like he did yesterday in order for the Dodgers to win, then it may go to him. But and then again, it depends on what Mookie does, what he has to do the rest of the games, because he plays every game. Mm-hmm. So if he puts in, if he puts in 2 or 3 games like he did yesterday, it'll go to Betts.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And Mookie's record has shown that he's good for at least 2 hits a game, and he's good for at least 1 steal. So if he does that average out right now, he should be the sure bet for the MVP. I'm just happy.
Man, he was like Roy Jones Jr. He was talking about last night. He was like, y'all must have forgot.
Yeah. The thing is too, he's so small. When you see him in person, you like, that's the dude. Like, he's just so tiny and he's just doing it. Like, big ups to Mookie Betts for that, man. I got to give that dude real serious credit. I want to say one other thing before I forget. The Panthers reopened their facility and they had no positive tests, so the Panthers are pretty happy they're moving on. But since we talk about football, let's move on to football, because when I woke up this morning, and I woke up real early this morning, I saw that there was some trouble coming out of Dallas, boy. The players are now talking behind each other's back and talking behind the coach's back. And, bro, talent. It's only 1 week since Dak been gone. Only 1 week. and they're imploding. I mean, I don't – last time I saw this was when Pittsburgh was doing it with Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown, and they were getting mad. That's the last time I saw an implosion like this. But right now, Dallas Cowboys had Dak Prescott for one L after that, and now everybody's blaming Mike McCarthy and everything else. But I mean, what the hell's going on in Dallas? So,
hey, well, you keep talking about it's only 1 week. It don't take that long, Frank. If your mother leave you in the house one night, you're gonna be hungry. You can't say to the kid it's only 1 week. The kid is dead.
Yeah.
So it don't take that long. You gotta. What did I say? I said yesterday we talked about it, and I said, you know what? Looking at them this week, they look like they went the opposite direction of. It ain't but 2 directions when you're facing what they're facing. Your star player goes down. You have to find a way. Those 3 words: find a way. You have to find a way. So with these guys, the one direction you can go in to find a way is someone steps up. We've seen it in the bubble again with NBA. Some player that we've been sleeping on that is actually talented, but he's like, nobody's looking at me, shines, cuts through. You're like, oh, okay. And he started making some noise. Or people just let the air out of the tire. It looked like Dallas had let the air out the tire. From looking at Zeke do non-Zeke things, to that line collapsing time and time again, to making easy plays harder. That's the air is out of those tires. Now, I don't know if it's out of all 4 tires, but it's damn sure out of 2 of them.
Right. I have to agree with that. Fig, this morning, Keyshawn Johnson spoke on the same situation. Keyshawn said that they need to cut somebody today, show some immediate reaction, and because he said the same thing happened like this to the Jets under Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. They cut somebody the next day, a $7 million player. You know what I mean? They weren't playing around. They shut them. If your management, hell, even if you're coaching or your management, what do you do today to show that you need to put your foot in, basically put your foot down in their behind? Do you cut somebody? Do you, if it's all on you, it's on your shoulders right now, and your Dallas Cowboys management, how do you handle this?
See, my thing is, I want to know how much power Mike McCarthy actually has, because we know this is a Jerry Jones team.
Right.
So does Mike McCarthy has the power and the authority to cut somebody?
Well, let's assume he does. Then
that's when you go in there and you get rid of somebody that's
you do it,
but not somebody like bring your playbook. Yo, how you do?
Clear out your
playbook. I need to see your playbook. You out of here, son. Yeah. Hey, yo, the way they play, I might cut one dude on the offense and one dude on the defense. And I was like, guess what? I was like, I will go to the grocery store and find somebody to replace you, because that's the way y'all playing. Mm-hmm. I get rid of somebody that's making some money, man. You could clearly you can't cut a quarterback or anybody like that, but you can cut somebody significant that's playing.
Yeah, I mean,
I would cut two people, not just one. I cut one on the offense and I cut one on the defense, and I'd be like, all right, look, that's the way it's going. I was like, see if I don't cut somebody next week too. Let me see how y'all play, and I'm cutting somebody next week too.
You gotta make them think you crazy. You gotta cut somebody ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Like the guy that bring the cooler out, the Gatorade, just yell at him, fire him. Everybody be like, yo, he upset. When you find somebody that don't matter,
the ball boy, cut the ball boy.
The guy that work out in parking. Yeah. So the players pull up with their big SUVs and fancy cars, and they used to just throw in their key. Yo, where's Paul? Where's Paul? and you got a big sign out there. Management got a sign in the parking lot. Don't be Paul.
Yo, T, you lock the weight room and make everybody do push-ups.
You know what? I think you got to cut somebody, and I think you got to clear out everything. Because you got, listen, if you're the Dallas Cowboys, you got to do something. You know what I mean? Because right now it's getting from horrible to worse to it's going to implode. And it's only what week 5, we going into week 6. You got 10 more weeks to go. 7, really 11 weeks to go, and they can't afford to do this because at the rate they're going, I'm willing to bet that Jimmy Jones might fire Mike McCarthy before week 10 at the rate they're going. You know what I mean?
Oh, no doubt. He listen, you don't think Mike McCarthy's on the chopping block?
Yeah.
You're out of your damn mind. That is not what he signed up for.
Yeah, because he went from this crap. Because when they had Garrett, they weren't this bad. They bad. You know what I mean? Now, and ain't nobody going to be like sitting there thinking that Dak now is not worth what he's trying to get right now.
But hold up, Frank, remember the scenario we thought of about a month ago? You brought this rumor up, excuse me, the rumor mill at the humor mill. You brought up a rumor of whisperings of Aaron Rodgers at the end of this. He's going to Dallas, to become the quarterback. Now, that's the only person this is good news for. Because if that's true, his money has just went waboom.
Mm-hmm.
It was already going to be woom. But now you take an ailing, hurting Dallas Cowboy franchise that he got to come Captain Saberhole, if you will, right? He got to come in there. That means his money go boom, boom. And you put a sign in the parking lot. Don't be like Paul.
You know what? See, a couple weeks ago, that was a good Pelican brief type of thing that I had been hearing. Well, I don't even know if Aaron Rodgers would even want to go there right now because the team isn't. If the team was still together and they were losing, it's one thing. But if they're together, if they're not together and they all dismantled and everything else, I don't even think you won't even go there and play. You know what I mean? I just don't see it if it's Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers will have the opportunity to go and play wherever he wants. He can either opt in with Green Bay or he can go look wherever he wants to go and then go to a team that will be able to afford him. But if I'm him, I wouldn't. The Dallas is in shambles. I wouldn't want to.
But you're not after the money. If you're Aaron Rodgers at this stage in your career, you got your chip.
Yeah,
you're not going to. You could cake out, but you're not going to. The guy loves the discount double check. He going for the money.
I don't know, Talon. I think he'd be trying to win something because he got so much money now. Like he can't spend it all. I think he's trying to get basically another Super Bowl ring to at least be in the conversation with Tom Brady. Because right now he got 1, Tom Brady got 6, and I know he sit there hating the comparison because he only got 1. And in what sport the conversation that you have where 1 is even close to 6? It's none. Like,
but hold on, how you gonna say he can't even spend? He got so much money he can't spend it all. Tell that to Antoine Walker and Ben.
That's different. Antoine Walker was giving his money away. He was like, "Oh, y'all, come on, we gonna go to the party. We gonna try." That's different. But anyway, let's continue the conversation. Also coming out of some NFL stuff, camps and everything else. OBJ, because the Cleveland Browns they were doing good. Now they're doing bad, and even though they're 4-2, you seem like the sky is falling in Cleveland.
Right.
The rumor mill has started that OBJ is up for the trading block because they're trying to get a higher draft pick next year. If you're Cleveland right now, do you make a move, talent, to even think about trading OBJ, or do you say let's keep what we got and let's see how far we go? If you're Cleveland, what you think, Talon?
I must see how far we go. Because we watching Cleveland this year already with 4 or 5 games in, we've seen two sides of Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen the hood, like the torn down buildings, and then we've seen the flats. If you ever been to Cleveland, the flats is very nice. They hooked it up. You got the water down there, the restaurants. So we've seen both Clevelands. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's not a sure thing that you're bumming out yet. You know what I mean? You can compete. I would see how far we go. What are you going to do? You're going to get rid of a good player you just got lucky enough to get because he pissed off the other team. You're lucky enough to have him. Now you're going to trade him and try to get a pick? That's going back the other way.
Mm-hmm. All right. I understand that thought process. If I'm Cleveland, I'm literally sitting there scratching my head too, not figuring out what I want to do because one or two things are going to happen. They're going to either get better the next couple weeks or they're going to implode also. That's what I think. I mean, Fig, what you think?
They were saying that the problem is the quarterback. So getting rid of Odell Beckham Jr., I don't see how does that help him? You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. Look, here's the thing. You get rid of Odell Beckham if you could get a first round, like if you could get a number 1 pick and you got a chance at that quarterback that's coming out next year. That's the only way you get rid of Odell Beckham, unless you get a couple of picks for him. Right now, if you get rid of Odell, who's going to help you? What they're going to do? They're going to get rid of Odell and get a quarterback?
See, you know what, Fig? This is it. This is the fact. I don't think that they're going to be able to move him because they do want a number 1 pick, but his age and his past history is not going to let any team give him a number 1 pick. So I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't know about that because right now, if you're a team that is a receiver away from being a contender, you need an Odell Beckham Jr. Listen, imagine Aaron Rodgers with Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, but would you give up a number 1 for? That's the point. And now that's what I'm saying. Like Cleveland wants to give away Odell, but they want a number 1. If you're a team and you're sitting there and you need an OBJ, are you going to give up a number 1, even though you may be a wide receiver away? Are you going to give up a number 1?
Yeah, because Odell Beckham Jr. means a win right now. He means winning right now. Listen, if I got Odell Beckham Jr. on the Green Bay Packers, I got a chance to win it all.
Yeah, you do.
You know what a Super Bowl means? You wouldn't give up a number 1 with a chance to win a Super Bowl? Of course I would.
It depends on the team. It depends on where you are. It depends on how, and it depends on what you have, and it also depends on what Cleveland's asking for too. Because Cleveland could not only be asking for a number 1, they could be asking for a number 2 and something else. Because it's OBJ. OBJ is one of the best, as we all know. He's one of the best wide receivers in the league. Now,
he's probably top two receivers right now in the NFL. Except he's on a team where you can't get the most out of him because you don't have the quarterback with the skills to be able to do it. I mean, man, Baker's been all over the place. But here's another thing: they're only 4-2. It's not like they're completely out of it. Mm-hmm. They're 4-2.
Yeah, but the problem is
horrible. And look, if you look at the NFL right now, 4-2
is pretty good. It's
pretty good. Yeah, it's not a couple of teams that are over, but 4-2 is not a bad record, especially for Cleveland. Cleveland is 4-2. This team used to go over.
Problem is the trading deadline's coming up, and you got to figure out what move you're going to make. Because once you pass that trading deadline, you can't do something. So if you're a team and you're 1 wide receiver away, you have to figure out what you're going to be willing to give up to get that. You know what I mean? And are you really? And then, hey, let me even throw this out there. And I'm gonna throw this out there to you, talent. Guess who comes off the reserve can't play list in 2 weeks? Antonio Brown. So you can sit back right now and try to make a trade for OBJ, or you can say, hey, let me just throw my dice up there and try to get Antonio Brown. So, talent, you think that's a pretty good idea? Wait for Antonio Brown. They're literally not even 2 weeks now, a week and a half. You know what I mean?
The funny thing is we asking a question of which cycle do we take?
Yeah. You throw it out there and say,
what has football come to when the question is, so what crazy dude would you take? Would you wait for the other crazy dude or take the crazy dude right now that's coming off COVID-19?
Yo, OBJ been on his best behavior since he's been in Cleveland. I mean, you ain't had nothing about OBJ since he's been to Cleveland, though.
Yes,
And,
we did. He was doodling on girls.
yeah.
Oh man, come on, man.
That was
Everybody
in
does
Cleveland.
that.
That was just
When he was in New York, it didn't come out though.
Yeah, because he
Hold on.
was
That didn't sound right.
constipated.
That didn't sound right. When he was in New York, it didn't come out.
Because he was constipated.
Anyway, that's a good question, Frank.
I'm still laughing
I
about it didn't come out yet.
When he was in New York, because we had a different kind of milk. So
Y'all are silly. Y'all are silly.
man, like, stop, Fig. You're making me laugh.
He's backed up.
That's a good question.
Yeah, because if you're an NFL team, you can pick, and you need a wide receiver.
I'm gonna go OBJ. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not gonna wait for Antonio Brown. I'm gonna go OBJ now, sooner than later. And the reason for that is he's in the football flow. He's playing right now.
Right.
This guy's been on the side for a minute. He's not in what you call a football flow in real game sense. OB is already started. He's in football flow. They're both crazy to me. You know, they both going somewhere somehow. It's going to come into play. But I'm going to go with the crazy dude that's out now, the one that's out of jail now.
Okay, Fig, I'm going to throw that same question to you and I'm going to just add this on just in case you might be overlooking it. OBJ might be playing now. Antonio Brown might not be, but OBJ going to cost you something, and Antonio Brown ain't going to cost you nothing. Like, he's even coming in for the player minimum right now, and he ain't going to cost you nothing. So I'm going to throw that out there to you. If you sitting there and you need a wide receiver, you know, and you know, but hey, matter of fact, look at it like this. If you're Kansas City and you already unstoppable and you get Antonio Brown, or matter of fact, if you're Baltimore needs some wide receivers really badly. Baltimore Ravens need a wide receiver really because their passing is not nowhere near, and you need a wide receiver. You take that gamble?
I'll go back to Baltimore. I'll go to Baltimore for sure. I take OBJ. I don't wait on Antonio Brown from Baltimore because
so you would give up something to get OBJ and
yeah, because here's the thing. You become an automatic contender. If you see, OBJ takes the roof off the defense, and then what are you going to do with your quarterback? Mm-hmm. You can't stop him. You can't say if OBJ takes all of your DBs out of the picture, what you going to do with Lamar? You can't do nothing with that kid. Or I take him if you have like I said, Aaron Rodgers. I go with Green Bay or Baltimore. You're looking at an OBJ, and the reason that I don't go with Antonio Brown for Baltimore because that's still a young squad, and they don't have I don't think they have like a veteran presence to be able to handle a guy like Antonio Brown. OBJ, I think, will fall in the line with an opportunity to really win. You know what I mean? The only reason OBJ gave problems is when they was losing. When they was doing well, he was cool.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point.
If you take him in Baltimore, they got a young squad, a cat with his ability could really pull the cap off, and then I think that makes them they're a contender now, but with that kind of talent, they become a super contender.
And losses affect people in lots of different ways. That's definitely for certain. Speaking of that, let's go to the NBA because some losses in certain teams have made people get ready to literally shop the farm.
Let's do it.
NBA analysts and Bleacher Report last night is reporting that DeMar DeRozan of the San Antonio Spurs, he's in his last season of being able to opt in or opt out. You know, he's got a player option right now. Right now, the rumor is that San Antonio's had conversations with him going to the Miami Heat. If you are DeMar DeRozan, do you opt in with San Antonio and stay with them? Because right now it looks like that he has the ability to not nix down a trade. If you're DeMar DeRozan, do you stay with the Spurs or do you take a chance with the Heat talent? What you think?
It depends on patience. It depends on patience. I don't know how patient he is. He's been banging at the wall on the other team before he got to the Spurs for a long time. Then to come there because I think he's thirsty for a chip. And if you want to do that and go with the enhancement of your chances for the chip, you got to go to Miami because Spurs are borderline rebuilding right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're borderline rebuilding. And if I'm DeMar, I've been in the league too long to wait through the rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
Chances are, even when they get it to when they're comfortable with the rebuild, he got a walk on King.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I would go with the closer to win a chip right now is to go to Miami.
Okay, all right. I'll throw the same question out to you, Fig, and I'll just say this. I'll say DeMar could make the Miami Heat a whole hell of a lot better, and him in the backcourt with Jimmy Butler is really scary in that league right now in the NBA. If you're DeMar, do you sit there and say, I want to opt in with San Antonio, or do you say, you know what, I'm going to opt out and take my chances, and go with the Miami Heat? What's your thoughts?
You know what I think is I'm gonna throw another one out here, then I'll go with what you said. DeMar was so in love with Toronto. I think he might want if there's an opportunity for him to go back to Toronto, I think he would do that, man.
No,
he did not. I'm gonna just say this. The reports came out when he first got traded is that he did not want to leave Toronto. And win or lose, I think if he has an opportunity to go back there, I think he might take that. That's just a side thought. But if it's a choice between San Antonio and Pat Riley throwing the rings on the table, I think he goes with Miami because Miami gives you a better chance to win. Plus, Miami's in the East, and we know that that the West is going to be super tough this year. So I don't see San Antonio being in the mix.
Okay, let me just help you with one thing. He doesn't have the option. He's not a free agent. He can't say, I want to go to Toronto. He has to either stay with San Antonio, or if San Antonio decides to trade him, they trade him to Miami, but he could opt out of the trade and agree to stay in San Antonio, then nix the trade. He can't say, no, I don't want to play for you or you. I got to go to. He is not in that position right now. He's either going to play for San Antonio or he's going to play for where they trade him to. So Toronto's not even in the equation. So either you play or you stay or you go. So that's why I'm saying to you, like, let me throw it back to you and say, I understand what you're saying, but it's either San Antonio or Miami. So I'm gonna take your thing as you're gonna say that he would stay or he would go with Miami or San Antonio.
I would definitely. I mean, if my choices is between San Antonio and Miami, then I take Miami all day. Miami. They got their own version of some extracurricular activities that go on that might be very interesting.
There's a lot better than Toronto. I can tell you that right about now.
Yeah, he got. There's some stuff that happens in Miami that people don't talk about.
Another big trade that everybody else was talking about on Bleacher Report and NBAanalysts.com is that Miles Turner is also up for the trading block.
Yes, sir.
He's out there. He's being shopped, and the team. Listen, every year the Celtics is in the mix of trying to get somebody big. Miles Turner is 6'11". The Celtics obviously need a big man.
That's big.
Miles Turner has no agreeable thing to say, yay or nay. He's going to get traded one way or the other. He's on the trading block. Oladipo's on the trading block. Like there are a lot of players right now. Like I said before, have been saying for the week. This is the year in the NBA where as so much player movement is going to happen. The NBA upcoming season is not going to look like we looked at it last year. It's not going to be the same because there's going to be a lot of player movement and a lot of additions. But anyway, do you think Miles Turner talent lands on the Celtics? And if he does, the Celtics will probably give up Gordon Hayward and maybe another star and a pick. Do you think Miles Turner lands on the Celtics and makes that happen?
No.
What's your thought?
I don't see it happening. And I don't see people moving too many pieces as far as that go. What you see now is the people that got past that first round of the playoffs, it's going to be a little more meticulous than we think. I think we're moving a lot of pieces, man, like theoretically and hypothetically. But realistically, we ain't going to be moving that many pieces. Mm-hmm. I don't think he ends up on the Celtics at all. I don't see it.
All right, Fig, what you think?
The Celtics need a big man, and Danny Ainge has been known to pull off a couple of moves and stuff like that. Gordon Hayward, I mean, he's serviceable, but he just looks like another piece. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? In Boston, Gordon Hayward just looks like another piece, and he just doesn't seem to fit. If somebody had take him, then I think they'd move a Gordon Hayward to get a Miles Turner because that makes you a contender in Boston and you know, that whole Gordon Hayward has a veteran presence, sort of, and they're rebuilding over there in Indiana, man. They got a coach that looks like they're in rebuilding mode. They're moving their top stars. They're moving Miles Turner, Oladipo. I mean, yo, those were the dudes.
Hey, Vic, you look a little bit like Gordon.
I look like who?
Gordon Hayward. You look like a black, you know what I'm saying, like a light skin, like a Gordon Hayward.
No, stop it. I'm John Starks.
Do your hair back like that.
I'm John Starks. Let's keep it there. I'm the guy who made the dunk on the Bulls with Michael Jordan and all the boys.
You really made yourself a player.
Yes, I'm John Starks.
All right, check out this another shocking thing that I read too.
I'm Malcolm X.
I saw on the board, I saw the Celtics making the most moves out of everybody. But this last one I saw, which was the most absurd one, I'm gonna throw it out there, and I'm gonna tell you both before I even say it. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I also read on NBAanalyst.com is that Marcus Smart is being shot by the Celtics with a package, and they're trying to send him to Golden State for the number 2 pick, which I think would be the worst move the Celtics do if of all time. That's what I think.
Wait. Say that again.
Marcus Smart for the number 2 package, for the number 2 pick, going to Golden State. So it'd be Marcus Smart and the pick to Golden State for the number 2 pick. I'm gonna throw it out there to you. I'm going on record right now saying if the Celtics make that move, that'd be one of the dumbest moves, because Marcus Smart, if you're from Boston, you follow Boston Celtics like I do, Marcus Smart is the heart of the team. You know what I mean? Hands down. He is the heart and soul of the team. I wouldn't even think about that. But for that word to get out, you know there's some life to that because it's happening. So anyway, do you think that happens? Do you even see that?
I can't see it.
Not
that
Marcus Smart on the Golden State Warriors. I don't
see that. That's my thing. And this is not a knock on his skills and team leadership and everything that comes with him, but I just don't see him, that characterization and persona on the Warriors.
Well, coming off the bench and being holding things down on the defensive side, I could see why people in Golden State would like that, because Marcus Smart is, I don't know if he's first team or second team all defense, but he's up there when it comes to, honestly, I think he's one of the best defensive players in the league. You know what I mean? Like, hands down. Fig, do you see it happening? Do you see that making sense to you?
No, because what Golden State needs right now, I don't see Marcus Smart feeling that. Now, something else I heard that they was looking at Bradley Beal. That Washington may be in talks with Golden State to acquire Bradley Beal. For what? I don't know. I don't know who they would have to give up or picks or whatever and stuff like that. But it looked like they was looking at Bradley Beal. I didn't hear the Marcus Smart thing, but I don't see Marcus Smart fitting because I don't see him fitting as a starter, and I think Marcus Smart is a starter. That's the problem that I'm having.
No, he only started for the Celtics when Gordon Hayward got hurt. That's the only time. That's why you imagine him as a starter. When Gordon Hayward, you saw him play a lot and he started for the Celtics in the season because Gordon Hayward got hurt. But if he's not hurt, Marcus Smart is the 6th man. He's coming off the bench immediately. So I could see why it's possible for them to even write that article. I just don't see it as a fit for Golden State because I don't see it at all. Not to say it won't happen, but I got to get ready to bring in Rodney Perry because Rodney Perry's getting ready to be the man, to agree or disagree. Now, we got a lot of stuff else I wanted to talk about too. So let Rodney do his thing. Okay, Rodney. Everybody is Rodney Perry. Will I agree or disagree? Rodney, what's going on?
No, I don't agree about that.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree across the board. Let's get to it. All right, Dodgers. You guys are hot on the Dodgers. I don't think the Dodgers are a lock. The Dodgers are not a lock. Kershaw is not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had a decent night, but he is not healthy, and they're going to need him down the stretch of this series to win it. So I think that maybe Tampa. It's not over. It ain't nowhere near over. So I think Tampa gonna make a run at these guys and a legitimate run. Mm-hmm. The highlight of this show for me, box seats every single day, is Talents Analogies. Talent went into taking the air out the tires, but the air not all the tires, just 2 of them. So you riding around with 2 flat tires. This amazing. And when Frank wanted the show to move on, he go, I completely agree. Every time. All right, whatever. Good job, Fig. I completely agree. Speaking of some other shit. Okay. How y'all gonna cut the ball boy? How y'all gonna cut the ball boy and the damn parking attendant? How y'all gonna cut the ball boy Okay, you know what? You know what really scare folks' talent? Jerry Jones cut himself. You know what? I'm cutting Jerry Jones. But that's you, sir. So what? I need these people to know that I'm serious around here. Highlight from Talent Harris. Don't be Paul. Don't be Paul, nigga. I'm about to add that to my life. My kids be acting up. I'm like, oh.
That's a T-shirt.
Don't be Paul. All right, we talked about Aaron Rodgers. First of all, Frank's Pelican brief about Aaron Rodgers. I already pulled my pants down and shit on that 3 weeks ago. And now Frank want to come back like, oh yeah, that's right. No. I shit on that theory. I pulled my pants down and dookied on that theory. Aaron Rodgers ain't coming to no dysfunctional.
No.
and they even getting worse. They're getting worse. The Dallas Cowboys are getting worse. I'm telling y'all, I said this yesterday, Dak Prescott must have been way more important to that team than we ever knew. And they look like they're just imploding now without him. And they got to pay this man. They got to pay him. And Talent, you talking about Aaron Rodgers getting the bag. He got the bag. Aaron Rodgers is thinking about legacy now. He's thinking about where he stands in the history, the annals of football. He's already a perennial Hall of Famer. I think if he goes anywhere, it's going to be to add to his legacy. Any team that don't add to his legacy, he is not going nowhere near that place. All right. Y'all brought up Odell Beckham Jr. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's just admit what the Cleveland Browns are. They are a sinking team. And it ain't just now. Like, my best friend is a Browns fan. They let you down every year. Without fail, the Browns are gonna let you down. You know, I think they might need to get out of Cleveland. Because the best Cleveland people is the OJs. I'm trying to tell you, if I'm Odell Beckham, I try to join the OJs. If I'm Odell Beckham, that's just me though. The OBJs. See, Talent, see how you're ahead of the power curve? If anybody needs Antonio Brown, it's Houston. Houston and already had they don't be Paul moment. They sent that boy they sent the boy over there to what's that boy they keep saying? I can never remember his name. The receiver. They got rid of him.
Hopkins?
They got rid of Hopkins. So Antonio Brown, like, look, they did already got rid of Hopkins. They already told him, don't be Paul. So Antonio Brown, he going out crazy if he want to. They'll send his ass somewhere else too. So that might be a good fit for him. Antonio Brown to the Houston Texans. I would love to see that. Fig. John Starks, huh? Maybe John Starks' brother, Willie Starks. I love the show. Show us box seats. Frank Holler, Tyler Harris, comedian Fig, Rodney Perry, the homie Stackanova.
Oh
And I
God.
gotta be honest, it's part of the show that I hate. It ain't that talent and Fig weaseling in some type of New York reference every episode. No. It ain't that. You know what I don't like? I don't like Frank Holder keep weaseling in these Celtics reference under our noses. He keep tricking us. Y'all notice that? Every time I turn around, hey guys, how about Miles Turner? Who's thinking about Miles Turner? I was over here like I was looking. I was like, what the hell? Miles Turner.
Oh shit.
Right.
You looking for yours too? I can't find it. Oh wait, hold on. Here goes something. This is how much I care about Miles Turner.
Oh God.
Riley, you ain't right, bro. It's only because the Celtics are the biggest shopper, the biggest dealer in the business right there.
No.
Oh my God.
Frank, I love you.
It's horrible.
And the way you make it sound legitimate is my problem.
It's horrible. Oh, it's
It
legitimate.
ain't that it's not legitimate. You always make it sound real. All right, guys. I don't know if y'all saw this or not. I was on the boards. Today, and wow, I don't know if y'all tripping off this, but it's a rumor that LeBron James might be going to Boston. What? What? Where is that at, Frank? What board was you on? Hey, wait. It's always some talent. Hey guys, listen up. I'm on the thing. Okay, this morning it looks like, it's not verified, but Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen might be headed to Boston. I'm just saying. I don't know. We'll wait and see. All right.
All right.
This is crazy.
Well, I got another one too. I got another one that's not Celtics related. I'm gonna throw that out there after.
No. You stay right there. Oh. Also, wow, this is crazy. You guys not gonna believe this, but the OJs are headed to Boston. All right, that's me, man. Rodney Perry, I disagree. I not only disagree, but I love these guys. Great job, guys. Miles Turner, who gives a damn?
Yeah, hilarious. That's Rodney Perry. I disagree. Stack in the building. Stack, what's
up,
going
fellas?
on? What's
going on?
Stack. What we get right or wrong today?
It was pretty clean. DeMar DeRozan's situation, he has a player option. So he can take the money,
right?
Or if he chooses to opt out, he's an unrestricted free agent. So it is all up to him where he wants to go. The only way the Spurs can trade him is if he opts in. But he has to question whether he's going to make the same amount of money as that last year on his contract going somewhere else.
I'm gonna have to check your facts on that one, Stack. But one board said different. But go ahead.
Oh, so he's not on a player option? That's what I heard.
According to the boards,
no, I read it on Bleacher Report. He's not, but we'll check it. We'll check your facts.
Yeah, all right.
I think DeMar DeRozan is headed to Boston, guys.
Yeah,
hilarious.
Gordon Hayward also has a player option. So
yeah, he has a player option.
Same situation. I do
he has
think
to opt in for the Celtics to trade him.
Exactly. And,
wait, what team is Gordon Hayward on?
The Celtics. Very funny.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Okay. Yeah. Miles Turner could come to Boston, and we won't need Gordon Hayward to get him. By the way, he only makes $18 million. Gordon Hayward makes twice that. Marcus Smart was first team all defense. And if we could talk about Antonio Brown, we could talk about Miles Turner, Rodney. We could talk about an NBA All-Star versus a dude that ain't played football in 2 seasons.
Agree.
2 seasons, Rodney.
No, he played last year. He played for the Patriots one game.
Barely.
But he played. He played.
Hey, man, well, Miles Turner is still
What team did he play for last year?
The Patriots. He did.
Which is also up there by Boston.
Y'all got some nerve.
I see what's happening.
At least we win stuff. We talk about New York every day.
We're not tripping off Boston. We're tripping off how Frank weaves it into the story.
Let's not go there right now.
All right. Last thing I gotta say, if Aaron Rodgers goes anywhere, I agree he's chasing after legacy. I think the 49ers is the place you got to watch out for because that's where he's from, and they already got a boat for him.
All right, let me throw this out there to all of you. Let me throw this out there to all of you all. Okay, let me throw this out because I have all you all there right now. There's one other thing I did not get into, which is not Celtics related, Rodney.
Okay.
It's not Celtics related. Okay, we gonna be there. Okay. Chris Paul and James Harden. It said also on the same board. It said that James Harden ushered out Chris Paul. I'm gonna start with you, Rodney Perry. Do you think that happened?
Wow.
Absolutely, that's a fact. That was on the board. You're absolutely right. That was definitely on the board. I saw that, and I mean, that's why the whole trade happened with Westbrook, getting Westbrook over there. It was almost an even trade. So yeah, I mean, James Harden don't need nobody that dribble more than him.
Yeah, but the thing is that James Harden ushered him out to get Westbrook. I think they would have worked if they had stayed together and worked it out. I don't know. Talent, you think they would have worked if they had stayed there and worked it out?
Yo, James Harden is a player killer. And pay attention to what he's doing. He's killing people's career with that one and done shit. But I can't even focus. My chest hurt. I'm still laughing at this man said the old James is going to fuck. And you play the music. No.
Oh, Fake, you agree with him?
If I had to put money on it,
I think he's a player killer for real.
Nobody likes Chris Paul, though. Am I right, Stack?
Opponents, teammates love him.
James Harden.
Teammates love him.
James Harden is a superstar ball player, but his brand of basketball does not equate to winning. By the way, same thing they said about Mike when he was going through the league his first 7 years, scoring. Everybody was talking about, yeah, he's a great scorer, but he'll never win.
Yeah.
So that was Carmelo Anthony too. Carmelo was James Harden in Denver. Same thing, putting up those numbers, competing every year, wins, but nothing deep in the playoffs. No win. That's why we gave up the house for him.
He's in New York, everywhere.
Now I got another one. Another hot trade everybody's talking about right now is the Nets are looking at a possibility of trading Chris Levert, who's on their roster right now. I think that would be a huge wrong move if they do that. I'm gonna start with you, Fig.
Karis Levert.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with you, Fig. Do you think that they should do that?
Levert he's a big time player. Why would you? I don't know why they would get rid of him. For who you bringing in? Sometimes when you bring in a whole bunch of your friends, it just doesn't work out. You know what I mean? This kid is bona fide. He's a bona fide scorer. He's a player. He's young. He's athletic. He plays defense. He can score. I'm like, I don't know the logic in it. Maybe he don't get along with Kyrie. That's the only thing I can think of.
Well, we know that they was looking for another piece, so that probably has something to do with that. But I mean, he's a Levert. No, they were talking about adding somebody in the offseason as well. But what I'm saying is he's a dope piece. But all Leverts are dope. You know what I mean? Especially the Gerald and Eddie, and they're going.
Roddy got these other. So, Roddy, do you think that Levert should stay or should he go?
I don't care.
I want to know if Eddie can play basketball.
They need to keep Karis Levert. They need to keep all the guys. Brooklyn is fine. They are making to the playoffs without their 2 stars. So they should just keep these guys in place and just try to get some chemistry going. That's it.
Right. Didn't mess with it at all. But
Don't touch it.
Levert is on the trading block right now. They're trying to think
But
about.
do you know for who? For what kind of player?
I haven't heard that part yet. I mean,
because they got DeAndre Jordan as a center. I'm like,
they got Jared Allen.
They got
Joe Harris
with the afro. Jared Allen as a center. So I'm just like, what kind of piece do they need? Like this dude is bona fide, man. I'm just like,
they number one priority should be keeping Joe Harris.
Yo, they're gonna trade him. Hey, Big, they're gonna trade him for Paul. Don't be
Paul. Don't be Paul.
Hey.
Stack, this is what I got to deal with every day. You see this, right?
I see it.
Yeah, when you got comedy, so this is what you got today.
God bless you. Oh my God.
And then they go, when you ask the person like Rodgers, they say, Rodney, what do you think? He said, I don't care.
Yo, hey, y'all, this is just in off the board. It looks like Boston is making some moves right now as we speak.
Here we go.
And, Ronnie DeVoe.
God. Yo, chill.
Ronnie DeVoe is going to be the new center of the Boston Celtics.
Thank you, Rodney.
Yo,
Thank you.
Yo, Stack said, chill.
Chill. Chill.
Okay.
Hey, wow, this is great. Thank you, guys.
Rodney, so your response, everybody get a response, but your response for the records go, but you don't care. We're gonna leave you with that.
I mean, I can't focus. Frank, man, y'all.
You really focus on the Celtics.
Hey, I agree with Stack. When all else fails, I agree with Stack.
Okay, all right, we'll leave it at that.
Great job.
There was one other thing I wanted to talk about, and that was the Sixers. Last question of the day, because it's almost time. The Sixers right now, according to rumors, they're supposed to be making some big colossal trade. Nobody knows what the trade is or what it is, but the Sixers are burning up people's phones to make a trade. I'll start with you, Talent. We're going to go around the board. You got 30 seconds, Talent. Who you think that they up there trying to get ready to trade? I'm going to go on record first by saying I think they are trying to trade the big man, Joel Embiid. That's why I think they're trying to trade.
I think they're trying to get rid of everybody. I think they're so pissed off and agitated. They're gonna kind of like start over, man. Because either one of those guys haven't performed up to par. You know what I mean? You had them in a big 2 situation. You had them in a big 3 situation twice. And no matter what, either they can't get along enough to get chemistry in play, or they just can't play together. They fold when it counts.
All right, Fig, who you think they getting ready to trade? Who you think they burning phones up to trade? It's got to be either Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid. That's what I think. But
if they're gonna trade anybody, I would go with Joel Embiid, because when Joel Embiid was hurt and Ben Simmons was on the floor, they would win.
Yeah, all right, I'll go with that.
So I would say out of the two, and I don't know nobody else that they would be burning up the phones for, because I don't see nobody else on there where the phones would be that hot. So it got to be Joel Embiid.
Okay, Rodney, who do you think they burn?
Embiid gives you maximum value. I don't know if you get maximum value for Ben Simmons, being that everybody regards him as a guy that can't shoot, and so I don't think there's nobody else on the team worth a damn like that. You know, that's got trade value. So it has to be Embiid. But if you get rid of Embiid, then you're at zero. So do you get rid of Embiid? You know, maybe this whole thing is a facade. You know what? Maybe Embiid's headed to Boston.
Anyway,
do that in there.
I think you keep Embiid and Simmons. I think the guy in the trade block will probably be Tobias Harris. He's making a lot of money in Philly, and I feel like they could trade him to get a few pieces, kind of make them gel a little better. I think coaching has been their issue anyway. I'm sure Doc would rather have a few more pieces than just Tobias, who pretty much underperformed.
I think it's Joel Embiid, and I think Doc wants to keep Tobias with Ben Simmons and build from that. That's what I think. You know what I mean? Because Joel Embiid is the only one that got coming to camp in shape, who still can't do. You know, he goes against the coaching staff. He doesn't listen to assistant coaches. Everybody ever since he's been in the league, he's always been a problem for them. I think Doc wants to send a message and clear out the house and get with players who want to win. But we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see. All right, y'all. We can wrap the show. Tell everybody they can follow you.
Hey, it's your boy Talent. You can meet me every day on Twitter at Issues Comedy, or you can meet me on IG for my IG Live. I'm at Talent the Comedian or King Talent Harris on Facebook. All platforms got you covered. Ain't that right, Comedian Figures?
You know, you can see me right there at Comedian Fig on all social media platforms, baby. I'm gonna be right there. Just watch. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Or, you know, if you look this way, I might be on his page too.
Hey, first of all, we gotta hope that Talent wants to be bothered today. You know what I'm saying? Because yesterday he won't be bothered. He's like, I don't feel like being bothered. Nobody follows me. Rodney, how they follow you, bro?
It's going down this weekend. Rodney Perry, Chicago, Illinois. It goes down.
He forgot where he was at for a second.
God damn it, messed my cue up. Anyway, I'll be in Chicago. It's gonna be crazy.
We'll get it tomorrow, Rodney. We get it tomorrow.
Fucked it up. God.
Damn, it's supposed to be a family show, man.
I know,
My
right?
bad. It goes down this weekend. Rodney Perry, Riddle Comedy Club, Chicago, Illinois. You don't want to miss it. RodneyPerry.com. Holla at your boy.
Hey, y'all can catch me at Twitter and Instagram at Stackinova, bumping the OJs, beating up on the box seats on the NFL picks, whatever else y'all want to catch me doing.
You see how he throws that in there, y'all.
Y'all gonna get this all season. Knock me out of first place. Just beat me. That's it.
It's coming, bro. You talk a lot of trash. Only 6 weeks in. We got another 10 to go. We gonna do this. All right, y'all. That's it for the box seats. I'm Frank Holder. That's Talent. That's Fig. That's Roddy. That's Stat. We will see y'all tomorrow at 1:00. Make sure you download the Humor Mill app so you can see the show called The Box Seats. Call your friends. Tell them to add us. Call your cable service provider too. Tell them to add the channel. We'll see y'all tomorrow. 1:00.
Don't be Paul.